Now here is the complete August 2024 haul. You can tell that if you have eagle-eyed viewers, maybe you will tell that I'm doing these back-to-back because I'm still wearing the same shirt. That's always been the plan. I always do these back-to-back. It's just the way I like to do it, because it's always when that last book comes out. When it comes in. When that last book comes in, that's when I do the video. They do them back-to-back. I always like doing that. And I have time today, because the book did come in on Thursday. Should have come in yesterday, but hey, I got it right now. Who cares at this point? Without further ado, here's all of them. First one up again is Planet Paradise. I don't want to say it again. First one up is Planet Paradise, written and drawn by Jesse Lonergan. Now, Lonergan he also has a one-shot called, I forget what it's called, but from Image Comics. It's a weird title. It's one of those titles that you know it's sci-fi right from hearing the title. It's not Inzwell, it's another book. Yeah, I'm drawing a complete blank. But that's the only other thing he's written for Image Comics. He also is credited for doing Kaya issue 1, but it must have been just like a variant cover, because nothing matched. But he is an author that lost train of thought. But here's the artwork. Oh, so yeah, that's what I was trying to say. This is one that I've read before. I read it about over a year ago, so I don't remember it too well, which is kind of weird because Ghosts I remember a lot more than I remember from this, and Ghosts I read like 2 years ago, and not one since. But this one I do remember liking. It was very, very quick. Like, you can knock this out in like 2 hours, just no matter what your reading speed is. You can knock it out in at least 2 hours. I think I knocked it out in like 1 hour. It was a very quick read. Very interesting read. It's one of those books that if you like sci-fi, you'll like this. It's not groundbreaking. Hedra, that was the book. That was the book he did for Image Comics called Hedra. But it was a one-shot and it's on the Kindle. There was no physical release of it, so it's gone on the Kindle. That was fine. It was pretty expensive for a Kindle book that's been out for a while, though. Like, it should have been at least $2.99. I get it, it's thicker than your average Image Comics book, but so is Monsters Issue 1, that's free. And that's not a good example because you get issue 1s for free, especially with series that are ongoing, like Monsters is, and Hedra was a one-shot. But it still should be $1.99 or $2.99 at most. But yes, Planet Paradise. Jesse Lonergan. And a writer I don't know too much about, but he has some, like, I think all of his comics, even this, because again, I said what book the library had before I bought myself, they're all at the library, which would be nice. Then we have Rick Lovard and Jeremy Huon's Berserker, collecting all 6 issues plus the 0th issue of this series. Again, very warped, but I'm not going to care about the condition. I'm not waiting a week for this book to come in. Or if I'm lucky enough, 2 days. But I want everything now. I got everything now, and I don't have to wait. And then I'll show the artwork. And it's just warped. It's not too bad. And again, once I put it on the shelf, it'll get less warped, so it'll be all good. So I show the artwork. So yeah, Berserker, I did not mention what the book was about. So I said Planet Sci-Fi. Planet Paradise was like sci-fi. It's post-apocalyptic, I think. Again, I remember very little. Berserker is, and some of these I like going in completely blind to, but I did look up what Berserker was about. It seems to be very similar to Monstrous, where like it's 2 people this time. They have a monster inside them, and it's the one thing they share. Looks very bizarre. Didn't get the best of reviews, but I got it for $7. I know, and it's Amazon's price too. Like, it's not a third-party seller. No, Amazon Prime shipping, $7. And yes, I find it ironic that there has to be like one huge blemish on all the books that I paid $7 for. Last one was Accent. The spine, there was like a tail, like someone put a knife through it. Like, they're if it was like a hardcover, they're trying to open up the plastic wrap, and they accidentally got the spine. That's exactly what it seems like happened. They caught themselves though. It's only a bit of the spine, but still. Makes you wonder if the Amazon people that work there, the warehouse employees, they just read the books themselves, and they're like, oh yeah, it's still new, but they just write it themselves. And sometimes it's noticeable because they'll like drop it, and it'll bend a little bit, or it'll just bend a little bit when they're reading it. I would not be surprised to find that out, honestly. Alright, next one up is Joshua Williamson's Ghosted. I did not go over the artist last time, so I'll go over it this time. This is why I do these. This is why I do these end of the month hauls. Even though you've seen all these books before, if you watch every one of my videos, I like to do these end of the month hauls just in case there's things I forgot to mention. And I also want to go more in detail with some of these books. So this is yet another book that man, I'm stutter. I was super stutter. I'll go over the artist in just a second here. Alright, let's go over the artist. The artist is Goran Suduska for chapters 1 through 5, 11, and 20, and Davide Gianflecci for the rest of them, and then Juan Jose RYP is the artist for chapter 16, so everything else is Davide. Then let me just show it. Very careful though. There's unpronounceable names across the board, except for Joshua Williamson. I mean, Russ Rutan's pretty easy. But this one I really, really dug. I read the first volume. There's 4 volumes collected in here, so I read the first 5 issues of this series, and I really dug it. I thought it was really investing, and I would have finished this series if my library didn't lose Volume 2. It was an inch-loans book, and between the library that got you was even more than that. I think what happened was the librarian that is in charge of intra-library loans accidentally put my copy into someone else's bag, and then that person lost the book entirely. I don't know what it was. Maybe the person was like, oh, here's a free comic because it's not mine and no one knows anything about it, so it's ours to keep now. Maybe that happened, because it was like weeks, months after, and still nothing. They actually, unless they found it, I think the lending library had to buy their own copy. Had to buy another copy. So after that, I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna resubmit Volume 2. I'm just gonna wait until I buy it myself, and I'm just gonna tell you. And I want have an open slot, I guess. But I'm gonna buy it myself. What's the point? But it was a long time coming, because that was 2 years ago, and really it was because I had so many other comics to get, and just the way it is. Like, even this Compendium has been out for a year. So, it was a long time coming. Almost a full year, actually, because this came out around October. Because it's a horror comic. Yeah, really dug this book. So those of you who want to know why I buy the books that library has, the main reason is I like them so much I want to buy myself and own them myself. Now, I don't do it for every publisher, I just do it for Image. And why do I do Image? Why am I only collecting Image comics? I just have the best track record with them, and the best luck with them. Something like whoever, Fantagraphics. Fantagraphics, I can name on one finger the amount of books I've read from them. Ghost World. On top of my head, that's the only book from Fantagraphics I've read. I just don't know enough about Fantagraphics. I know them as the publisher who publishes Scrooge McDuck comics. Something I do want to check out, thanks to Omar's high recommendations, but I don't think the library has it. But Image just had the best books. When I was going just completely crazy and checking out books in my local library, the ones that were at least the most memorable that weren't from the big two were from Image Comics. Some from Dark Horse, sure, some from IDW, a couple, but it was Image and Dark Horse. And Image, I think they have the best books. Not like out of all of them, but I think they have for me at least, the best books that could pique my interests, and I'm never super let down by them. And it was just a decision I made. No real other explanation other than that. But yes, this is all 20 issues. No extras, by the way. There's something at the end. There's no afterword by Josh Williamson. There's a foreword though, and it's recent because he just said, "Holy crap! It's been 10 years since Ghost Issue 1 came out." But yes, definitely a recommendation for this comic. I would say get the Compendium. Compendium's pretty cheap. I think it's cheaper than getting the individual trades, at least. Even full price. Well, especially full price. Next up, we have the rest of these are Josh Williamson, by the way. The only ones that weren't Josh Williamson were those first two. Xenoholics by Joshua Williamson. And then the artist is Seth Damoose is the artist. And then Paul Little is the colorist. His colors. There was I don't think it was Paul Little, but there was another one that he said, oh, the colorist, because I actually had commented on one of my videos. It was Morning Glories. I was comparing the compendiums for Image, and I had mentioned Morning Glories, showed it off, and it was like the colorist himself had commented on it. And it was weird because it didn't match, because he had his full name as his username. It didn't fit the commenter, like himself. I think the last name was the same, but it was like something like John Little or something. Actually, I think it was exactly John Little. I don't know. But anyways, here we go. Here's the artwork for Xenoholics. One of those books I got because it's Josh Williamson. The last book I needed by him. I'm sure even he probably forgets most of this book. Like, he remembers writing it, but probably doesn't remember too much about it. It's one of those comics. Let me show a better page for the artwork here. It's better. I just felt like the one that I showed off wasn't good enough. And this collects 1 through 6, right? 1 through 5. Or you won't tell me. There it is. It is 1 through 5. So Xenoholics 1 through 5 collected in this trade. Next up we have Duke. This is 1 through 5 of Duke. And this and material from Energon Universe 2024 special. I think that's awesome. I don't understand why sometimes I don't collect the additional stories from like Free Comic Book Days or this super massive anthology. This is also Joshua Williamson, but this time the artist is Tom Riley with Jordi Belair doing the colors yet again. The epilogue artist is Jason Howard with Mike Spicer doing the colors. That's just for the epilogue issue, which I think is again the Energon 2024 special. Now Jordi Belair seems to do like 5 comics per week per publisher. She's the colorist for. She has done a lot of coloring. It's almost like I almost feel like she has almost a monopoly on colors. It's kind of funny for comic book coloring. It's kind of funny. Yeah, here's the artwork for it, and this is a G.I. Joe spin-off, starting one of many Energon Universe comics from Image. Image got the license to enter what they call the Energon Universe, which is Transformers, G.I. Joe, and I think that's it. So they've been going hard with these mini-series and ongoing series. And Josh Williamson in November, he will be writing the G.I. Joe ongoing series. No, I don't know why it's not just Larry Hama doing it. I kind of wish it was Larry Hama doing it, because I'd officially have everything Josh Williamson's written for Image Comics now, except for that one Overlook comic, but it's technically hard to find. I mean, you can find it, but not an agreeable price for me. Next up is the other Joshua Williamson Energon Universe book so far, Cobra Commander Volume 1, Determined to Rule the World. And Duke Volume 1 was called Knowing is Half the Battle. So I found it kind of funny. It was Duke Volume 1, Knowing is Half the Battle. And this one is Cobra Commander Volume 1, Determined to Rule the World. Yet again collecting all 5 issues of Cobra Commander's miniseries. And then there's the artwork for Cobra Commander. And I didn't go with the artist, did I? The artist is obviously written by Joshua Williamson. Artist is Andrea Milana, and then Annalisa Leone is the colorist. Next up, we have all 3 volumes of Dark Ride by Joshua Williamson. Dark Ride Volume 1 is called Hell Ticket. It's Dark Ride Volume 1, Hell Ticket, collects 1 through 4. 4 issues collected in each volume. And the artist here is the same artist and colorist as their magnum opus from Image, at least, Birthright. So Joshua Williamson's creator and writer. Andre Breslin is the co-creator and an artist, and Adriano Lucas is the colorist. So same creative team as did Birthright. So the artwork is going to look very similar if you've read Birthright. But Dark Ride, then this one I had all of this volume in floppy form, but to have issues 2 and 3 on my shelf and not have issue 1 seemed kind of stupid. Yeah, I'm wasting $12, but I could have spent elsewhere, but I didn't care. It would have felt really weird for me having volumes 2 and 3, just 3, just because I had issues 1 through 4, which clicked in here, in floppy form. Those I'll be selling. I'll be giving them away, selling them, whatever happens. But not on Instagram or anything like that. I for right now, I don't want to do anything to deal with shipping. Dark Ride Volume 2, Family Horror, collecting 5 through 8, and then a short story from Skybound X25. Which I think is pretty good. I like when I do that. But yeah, Volume 2, Family Horror, and it's yet again, same creative team. I'm not going to show the artwork for Volume 2, because I don't want, it's just my rule. I don't want to spoil anything. Like, what if Volume 2 opened up with a huge spoiler that from issue 4? Like, let's say, now I've not read Dark Ride, so I'm not going to say, this is obvious not a spoiler. Let's say someone dies issue 4, and issue 5 it shows their gravestone as the cover for issue 5. And it's right there and there, as plain as the eye can see. I don't want to do that. That's why I also try and go towards beginning of the book, at least go to issue 1 for showing off the artwork, and nothing beyond that. Now, Dark Ride, part of issue 1 was in black and white, and it's 50 pages for the first issue, so I just went past the black and white artwork, because I wanted to the colors, because again, I said what the colors was. Then Dark Ride, Volume 3, The Devil's Due, collects 9 through 12 of Dark Ride, concluding this series. It's 12-issue maxi series. Last but not least is Masks and Mobsters by Joshua Williamson. And again, I did not mention the colorist was yesterday's video. Mike S. Henderson is the artist for chapters 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10. I don't know why they say chapters, because it's, I guess they split each issue into several chapters. Weird they do that, but alright, and then Jason Copland does the artwork for chapter 4. Justin Greenwood does the artwork for chapter 6. Ryan Cody for chapter 8. Seth the Moose, chapter 9. There's that name again. And Zen too for lettering. Nothing on colors, so there you go. Oh yeah, that's right too. So there are no colors, so obviously they're not going to credit a colorist. It's in black and white. Glorious, noir, black and white. That glorious black and white that gives the comic a noir feel. Now it's standard size hardcover, so those of you who want to know and only buy hardcovers if they're oversized, I got bad news for you. It's standard size, but that, as I say, is that. Finally got everything, and I say finally, but the thing why I say finally is because I could have gotten the book yesterday. Berserker. Now Berserker, it was at the facility that every single time I've seen, oh, I'm gonna have a fake location. Oh, Springfield, Ohio. That means I'm gonna get this book tomorrow. It's always meant, because it was early in the morning when I went to Springfield, Ohio, oh, that means I'm getting it tomorrow. And no, didn't mean that. I just was stuck at that facility for way too damn long. Thus, I didn't get the next day. I had to wait till today. And it still said arriving Thursday, so I guess Amazon was like, because it was also shipped, it was co-shipped by USPS, so I guess USPS was like, we're too lazy, wait till Thursday. That's when he said it would come in, so we can't get blamed. And hey, I got it Thursday. I got it today. Got all the books, we're all good, but still, very annoying. But that, as they say, is that. Be on the lookout for more videos coming soon. After today, it'll be once per week. For comic hauls, because I want to upload them as soon as possible, the most I'll do is a day later. Like today's video isn't going to be uploaded on Thursday, it'll instead be uploaded on Friday. Now, why am I so redundant with, like, why can't I just upload this? This is the best cut. It shows all the books in one. Why can't I just do that? Well, that's not the way I do things. If I knew I was gonna get books, like, let's say next month I get everything that I ordered in September. I ordered it September 17th. Let's say I ordered it super early, and they all come in by September 31st. I know they're all gonna come in by September 31st. Fine, then just do it all in one, and then that would be the end of the month. That would be just the same video, and I just count that as the end of the month haul. But I like showing off the books that I got at least on the 31st. You know, I'll wait till the 31st, and then if that books come in, cool. But beyond that, I just do whatever has arrived by then. Because I like showing, because I like it being consistent. I've gotten these books this month. Here's what I got this month so far. Of course, I ordered some that, you know, are outstanding, so it happens. Oh yeah, and the book that I read on Thursday, even though it was Amazon shipping, I ordered it on Friday, not on Wednesday. So it's 2 days later, but still the latest book to come in. Even after the third-party seller book. Stock and Trade was, like, above and beyond. Like, Stock and Trade, I give, like, 5 stars to. They're a really good third-party seller off Amazon. But that is it. I prattled on enough. That's about it.